Hello, it's Jalen back again with another vlog. This one is a vlog about chapter 2, which the overarching theme or concept that was primarily focused was critical thinking. In a way, for me to define critical thinking, I believe that critical thinking is a skill often valued throughout any career field you pursue. It's a skill that is very vital, whenever it comes to working with media, as it requires the right amount of thought to ask the right questions and present things to an audience to engage them. With that being said, this chapter mostly highlighted how important critical thinking is and how it basically can help develop certain stories, how to engage an audience, and how ourselves as writers, or let alone people that work within the communications field or media field in general, think. So one of the many things I found interesting, which is found on page 21 of the book, was when Robert Bostrom had a discussion, he was discussing in the book about a conversation he had with a young middle schooler about how he would identify Thomas Jefferson for his homework. Now, Bostrom would throw out the many possibilities of whether, would you identify Jefferson for Declaration of Independence or like a former U.S. president, where the kid responded saying that instead he identified Jefferson as more as the vice president of previous president John Adams. This right here provided a good distinction on what learning material was in school and what critical thinking was, which I found pretty interesting, as basically the kid learned or was able to identify Jefferson as more of the, vice for John Adams to get credit for his homework, as that was taught heavily, and primarily he wrote it down to remember that information. Another interesting thing I found within the book was the steps to approach stories as a critical thinker, as you would have to raise vital questions, gather and assess information, think open-minded of alternative solutions, and communicate with others effectively for complex situations, which was found on page 23. And I found that very interesting because I've never really knew how you would be able to approach a story, and knowing that there is a certain method to it, or to that would greatly help, more so for me whenever it comes to researching or presenting a story to an audience, helping me drive home like why it matters to much of the audience and keep them engaged and ask the right questions that needed to be asked, rather than waste time on bits and parts that I shouldn't be able to. Along with that, from the chapter that I read, I do want to ask questions, focus on critical thinking, more so how can it be implemented as a mainline skill for many fields, along with how can we adapt to alternative steps in case those steps when approaching a story don't seem to work. Those are the questions that really piqued my interest, more so what I thought of. So yeah, thanks again for watching my vlog.